welcome. Today I have a beginner class for you, which is to say that we're going to focus on holding the poses for longer, and we're also going to be modifying. I'm going to give you a lot of options to really get to know the poses. That being said, today is all about connecting to your breath, and that is what yoga is about. That is what any advanced yoga practice is about as well. So we're gonna be doing all of the breath work in this sequence as well. If you have it available, I would really recommend you to use blocks. You can substitute books if you don't have the blocks. If you have a pillow of your couch, that would be great. And also if you have a yoga strap, you can use a belt, you can use a tie, anything that will extend the grip of your hands, basically. But if you don't have it, don't worry. It's just that, especially if you're just starting out in your yoga practice, you do not want to go too far. You want to be really working at where your body is at, and the props help us do just that. To start with, we want to start in child's pose. So that is bringing your knees wide, if you'd like. Bring them as wide as the mat, or you can bring them to touch, and then rounding forward, bringing the forehead to the mat. So finding the variation that feels good for you. Your hips might not come down all the way to your heels, and that's completely fine. And you begin to take a deep breath in through your nose here. And exhale out through your mouth. Inhale. See if you can deepen the inhalation, and then exhale all the breath out. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out through your nose. Keep breathing here for a few more moments. And each time, try to get to the full extension of your breath. So as you inhale, filling up the whole torso, the belly with your breath. And exhale, pushing all the air out, emptying the body completely. As you're inhaling, feeling your belly press against your thighs, because you're filling up so much with the breath. And exhale out. And now try evening out the inhalation and the exhalation. So trying to make them equal length. So to help you do that, you might want to count in your head as you inhale. And then exhale out for the same amount of length. And the number one thing I'd like you to take away from this class today, that is, yoga is all about the breath. So we want to be moving with the breath and trying to remember as much as possible to breathe intentionally in all the poses. But don't worry, I'm going to guide you through it. And know that you have this child's pose available as your home base throughout the whole practice. So if any point during the practice you would like a little rest, you can come here until you feel ready to move on. Take one last deep cycle of nourishing breath here. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up onto all fours. So that means our hands are going to be underneath the shoulders, knees, underneath the wrists. So setting yourself up here, spreading the fingers super wide, pressing down through the tops of the feet, just finding that strength, finding those four corners of your tabletop position, pressing against the floor. And then breathe front to back. So feeling the breath from your tailbone to the top of your head as you inhale. And exhaling out the whole breath. And then breathing right and left. So feeling the torso, the ribcage widen to the sides as you inhale. And exhale, letting go. Beautiful. Good. So from here, we were going to be moving through cats and cows. So to do this, you'll curl your back toes under. For the inhalation, the tailbone shoots up slightly as we arch the back. Chest opens. And we exhale. We point the toes, pressing through the tops of the feet, pressing through the hands. And then we're going to press up. So I would like you to think about really tucking in your chin to the chest and rounding the tailbone down. And as we inhale, we curl the toes under. And exhale, finding that rounding sensation from tailbone to crown of head. Move through that with me now. Really nice as you exhale, pulling in the belly. As we inhale, we want to make sure that we still engage the core. So we don't just let everything drop, but we still engage the core. So with intention, we find this opening in the front body. And as you exhale, open up through the back body. Really nice. And from here, we're going to move into our downward facing dog. So to do this, just for today, I would like you to bring your hands wide as your mat. And you might even want to have your index finger pointing out to the corners of your mat. And then you curl your toes under. Keep the knees bent as you press the hips up and away from the arms. So you're sending the hips really high. You really want to be pressing strongly through your index finger and thumb. But hopefully the widening of the hands is helping you in the shoulders. And keep your knees bent. Sending the hips even higher. And keeping the ears in line with the biceps. Biceps are spinning to the front of the room. And you really start finding length here. You might be shaking, you're working really hard already in the downward facing dog here. If you're engaging the arms, engaging the core. Really nice. Hold it for one more cycle of breath. Keep the knees bent, sending the hips high. Find length in the spine. And exhale, gently bring the knees back down and rest back into your child's pose. Notice how the spine feels. Maybe you even want to roll out your wrists here. That was quite intense for the wrists. Good. And then we come back into our tabletop position. We move through cat-cow. Inhale for up cat and exhale for cow. Actually, this is cat. So I get confused sometimes. I call this up cat. That's why. So cow, and as you exhale, rounding, pressing through the tops of the feet. Inhale for cow. Exhale, round. One more time. And then coming back to your tabletop position. From here, guide your right foot forward between the hands. So you can use your right hand to assist you to bring the right foot forward. And we're going to come into our low lunge. So bring the hands to your hips. And you're up in your low lunge, making sure that you have the right stance. So if your knee is overshooting the ankle, you want to be moving the foot forward. Okay. If your knee is far behind your ankle, that means move your foot closer so you can sink down. And now all of us together, let's sink low into the hips. Okay, sinking really low here. But now at the same time, keep pressing your thighs towards each other. So that's bringing you slightly up again. And we want to be working with both of those forces. We want to be working with the easing into the pose, the stretching, the relaxation, but we also want to be working with the strength, because that's our foundation, that's our protection of the joints, of the bones in the body. So try to work with both of that. Nice. And then feel this for a bit as you breathe deeply. Bring your left hand down to the mat now, and then inhale your right arm up, coming into easy twist, open to the side. So shoulders are stacking on top of each other, and right hip is pulling back, bringing you more into the twist as you lengthen your head forward, tailbone back. Nice. Bring the right hand back down. Step or guide the right foot back into child's pose, resting here for a moment. Recatch your breath. And evening out the inhalation and exhalation once again. Nice. And now we're going to do this on the other side. So coming back up into our tabletop position to start with, and we move through our cat-cows. You might feel that you have bigger range of motion now. You might feel how the spine is lubricating, making it easier to move through this motion. Take 2 more here. And then coming to your tabletop, guiding or stepping the left foot in between the hands this time, pressing through the front big leg, bringing the hands to the hips to bring you up into the low lunge. So again, finding that proper stance with the foot. And then you can begin sinking low through the hips. Go as low as you can go. Really, really low, really exaggerating here. And then from here, begin pressing your inner thighs together, engaging the core, lifting the belly off the thigh, and keeping the knee straight, stacked on top of your ankles. You don't want to have the knee coming in towards the center and not going out towards the left side of the room. And you're working here. You're already pressing through the front back leg, pressing through the back toes. And if it feels good and feels all right to you, you can bring the arms up here as well, challenging your balance even more. Stay for one more cycle of breath. Nice. And then bring your right hand down. And this time we inhale, the left arm open, bringing the shoulders on top of each other. And then tailbone moves back as the crown of the head moves forward. You can gaze over to the side here. If it feels more comfortable, sorry I didn't say this on the other side, but if you have that block, place your hand on top of the block. That might give you even bigger opening through the chest. So you can definitely do that. And then we exhale, bringing both hands down and stepping the left foot back, sitting back down into child's pose. Breathing extensively, extending the exhalation, and specific if you notice that it's been speeding up. Nice. And when you're ready, coming back into tabletop, and bring your hands as wide as your mat again, bringing the index finger slightly outward. We curl our toes under, send the hips high, keeping the knees bent. Downward facing dog. Good. From here, you want to be walking up your feet in between your hands. Okay, and we're in a forward fold. So keep your hips hip width apart, keeping the knees bent. And then just rolling side to side here. You can bring your hands onto the opposite elbow. Nice. Okay, from here, we are slowly going to roll up halfway. I just want to show this to you because we're going to be working with this later on in class. So we're going to come up, I want to ask you to come up halfway. This is what I mean. So I'd like you to bring your hands to your thighs even, and then bringing your head in line with your hips. And then taking the shoulders back, keeping the core in. This is coming up halfway. Okay, you can keep a slight bend in the knees. So forward fold for me now. And then inhale, coming up to that half lift. Really nice. Exhale down. And this time inhale, we're going to roll it up all the way. So keep your hips heavy as you slowly start coming up, rolling up, low back, middle back, upper back, head comes up at last. From here, we inhale our arms up and exhale. Bring the hands in front of the heart center into prayer. Inhale your arms up and exhale. We take it all the way down, folding forward from the hips into our forward fold. Now inhale, come into that half lift. Relax the shoulders back. Come up higher than you think you need to. And then exhale, roll forward. Inhale, pressing through the heels, bringing the arms up to stand back up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart center. Call this a sun breath. So we're going to do 3 more of that. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, journeying down. Inhale, finding the length, the extension in the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up by your side. Gazing up. And exhale, hands in front of heart center. One more time with my guidance. Inhale the arms up. And exhale down. Inhale, coming up halfway. And exhale to fold. Bend the knees generously as you inhale the arms up. And exhale, hands in front of the heart center. Now I'd like you to move on your own breath. I'm going to be doing it with you, so you can look at me, try to follow your own breath. Starting with the inhale, we take the arms up. One breath per movement. Nice long spine as you come up. Well done. We all meet back up here and standing, mountain pose, and then we inhale the arms up. And we journey down all together, leading with the heart. Inhale, look up halfway, and then exhale, bend your knees, bring both your hands back down, stepping back into that tabletop position. And we come right through and inhale, cow pose, and exhale, cat. Good. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Nice. From here, curl your toes under, bring your hands wide, coming back into our downward facing dog. Really nice. From here, walk your feet back up. Feet hip width apart, forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, keeping the knees bent as we fold forward. Inhale, the arms up by your side. And exhale, hands land in front of our hearts. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming up halfway. And exhale, folding forward. From here, step your right foot back. We're going to come into high lunge this time. So you're bringing your hands on your hips again. Your right foot is back. Left knee is exactly where it was before in the low lunge. Just this time our back knee is lifted off the floor. So we're working harder here. Again, sink low in the hips and then engage the thighs. Engage the core and relax your shoulders down. Being really strong. And both hips, so you have your hand on your hips, you should be feeling both of your hip bones, that bony part on the hips, both of those pointing forward. So you don't want to have one hip bone pointing out to the side. Both of them should be pointing forward. Really nice. And then keep breathing here. Good. One last breath. You're working so hard, so strong. Stick with it. And then we exhale, bring the right hand back down. Same opening to the left side. Left arm goes up, hips stay low. Back heel is lengthening back as the crown of head is lengthening forward. One straight line from the crown of the head to the heel. Nice. And then exhale, the left arm back down. Bring the left foot back, and we meet in child's pose to rest. Good. And we catch your breath. Notice how you've managed to create heat in your body just by a few simple poses and the power of your breath. Okay, I'm going to get ready for the other side. Coming into tabletop and from here into down dog. So bring your hands wide if that's been feeling good for you. Curl the back toes under, keep the knees bent as we send the hips high. Good. From here, we walk it forward, coming to the top of our mat into forward fold. And then we inhale up halfway. exhale, folding forward, bending the knees. As we inhale, the arms up. And exhale, hands come in front of the heart center. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold, planting the hands down, and we come into tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat pose. And bringing your hands as wide as the mat, curling the toes under, downward facing dog. Good. This time, guide your right foot between your hands, so you can use your right hand to help you here. Bringing the foot up, and then bringing your hands to your hips. So you're coming up into the high lunge on the other side. Finding again the right stance with your foot. And make sure both of your feet are not in line with each other, but are in railroad tracks. So there's some distance in between where both of my feet are. And then again, sink low. And then start kicking back through the left heel, pressing in through the midline, and energetically your thighs are moving towards each other, though I'm not allowing my knee to collapse inwards. And then stay tall here through the torso. Find your breath. Keep working through that back leg. Really nice. One more deep cycle of breath. Good. And then we exhale, bring the left hand down. And again, this is where you're going to have the block. So you inhale, your right arm open to the side. Right hip is pulling back. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Nice. And exhale, both hands down, bringing the right foot back, heels touch or mat distance apart, and we rest into our child's pose. And notice what happened to the breath. And control it again to make the inhalation and the exhalation equal length. Good. Now begin walking up your hands towards your knees, and then sit over to one side of your heels. We're going to come down to seated. So bringing the feet around into Dandasana. This is called staff pose. So we extend the legs out. Good. And this is where you want to be using your cushion, if you have it, to sit up. So sit up on a cushion. This just helps you find length in the back, in the spine. And also, if you have a strap or a belt or a tie or anything like that, this is where that comes in handy, because we're going to be folding forward in just a moment. But first, find the length in the spine. You might even want to bring your hands down by your hips, and not for everyone it's possible to bring the hands down and keeping the spine straight. So just keep that in mind, that each body is different, and we want to respect that in our yoga practice. So find length in the spine though. As you breathe deeply, and then feet are engaged, legs are actively pressing down, shoulders relax. Good. And from this length, from the extension we find in the spine, we want to be folding forward. So if you have the strap, place it around your feet on the ball mount of your foot. And then you can grab hold anywhere on the strap that feels good to help you pull forward into the forward fold. So notice how I'm not going all the way here, because what happens there is I'm rounding my back, my shoulders start creeping in, and I'm not finding that length in the spine that is healthy for us, and that also helps us move the breath. So I'm keeping that keeping that length in the spine. If you don't have the strap, you can hold on anywhere on your shins, on your ankles, and if you're very flexible, you can reach your toes, your feet, hold on anywhere. But again, it's not about how far you go in the pose, it's about the sensation we feel no matter where we are, and it's about what we do with the breath in the pose. Because the breath is letting our brains, our bodies know that it's okay to be here. It should feel also quite relaxing to be here in the forward fold. So relax your shoulders down away from the ears as you're here. Nice. And then bring it back up. Release the strap from around your feet. You can stay seated up on the cushion, and this time we're going to bring our right knee towards our chest, and then bringing the right foot on the outside of the left leg is staying extended, and then the left arm is wrapping around the right knee. And then we inhale the right arm up and exhale, bringing it behind us. So we're coming into seated twist. So again, you can hook your elbow on your knee. That feels good, help you into the twist, or you can bring the knee on the outside, the elbow on the outside of the knee if you want to go deeper. But otherwise, just stay here. Keep the left foot engaged, find length in the spine, and from that length, you can open the shoulders, the chest towards the right side of the room. And notice where you feel the sensation here. Good, and then gaze back to the front. And on the exhalation, releasing the leg, releasing the arm. And this time, I'd like you to bring your foot to the inner left thigh. And then the knee is dropping out to the side. This is again where you might want to use the strap, because we're going to be folding forward again. So we're doing the same thing we just did before in Dandasana, just this time we have one knee out to the side. So find length in the spine first. And then exhale, pull the belly in as you fold forward. If you have the strap, place it around your foot. And then find the length in the spine. It might also feel nice for you to have a block at any height underneath your right knee. And just slightly changes the stretch, though, if we have one leg back in the bend. Breathe here. Nice. And then as you inhale, gently come up. Release the strap and extend the right leg back out again. I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment and notice the difference between the sides, if there's any. What does the left leg feel like? What does the right leg feel like? Good. And then coming into the other side, we bring the right knee in towards the chest now, and then step the left foot on the outside of the right leg, hooking the right arm around, and then we inhale, left arm up, finding strength, engaging the right foot, and exhale, bringing the left hand behind us, coming into the twist, hugging the left knee in, and exhale, you open through the chest, Think about leading with your heart. And both sitting bones should be staying down on the ground. And kind of rinsing out the spine here. Imagine a sponge that you're rinsing out of water. It's going to feel really nice when we come back to the center. So with twists, it's all about the release that is happening after the twist. So feel that now as you take your last breath in here. Exhale, last exhale and twist, and then we inhale, we come back to center and feel that in the spine. Okay, bring your left foot back over into the inside of the thigh and then letting the left knee drop out to the side. You can bring your block underneath the knee again, just so it's touching something. And then your strap would go around the right foot. Find that length in the spine first. And then exhale from that length. We fold forward. Grab hold anywhere. Relaxing the shoulders back, so making sure they don't creep up here to the ears, but they're relaxing back. Chest stays open, shoulder blades are pressing towards each other. Feel any sensation here in the last cycle of breath. And then we inhale gently back up. Our last pose coming up now. So bringing both soles of the feet to touch in the center now. And your feet don't have to be super close to the groin, so keep them out slightly. And if you have those blocks, I really like to put those underneath my knees so that they don't feel like they're floating up in the air so much. And then you can give yourself a little foot massage just for some extra bonus here. Good, and then bringing your hands onto your ankles, we find that length in the spine again. And this time you have permission to round down fully. So bringing the forehead down towards the feet. So your elbows, they can stay on your thighs, and you can use them to kind of slightly press down your knees, because this is helping us open through the hips. Or you can bring your elbows on your shins around here. And this is called butterfly pose, round angle pose, Baddha Konasana. Just a little hip opening for the end of class. And then roll back up onto your sitting bones, using your hands to guide your knees back up to the center. And remove any props if you have them. And then we extend our arms out wide and long, and start rolling down from the tailbone. So tailbone curls down first, then lower spine. So imagine someone punched you in the belly is what I like to say, because then that makes you round in the back. And gently we come down to lying down into our final pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. So extend your legs out wide, arms out wide. If you have a cushion, You might either want it underneath your head just for a little bit of softness, or if you can, you could roll it up, curl it up, and place it underneath your knees. Okay, that can feel really nice for the lower back. And then your arms out wide, palms facing up. And dare to take up space here. And then I'd like you to press through your elbows as you shimmy left shoulder underneath the chest. Okay, so shimmying the shoulder blades underneath the chest and then relaxing back down. Good. And you close your eyes here. Notice your breath. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale everything out, including the control over your breath. We're going to let that go now. So just letting the breath be natural. And then begin scanning your body from the bottom to the top, making sure that you're not holding on to any tension, making sure you're relaxing completely. So relaxing the feet, the ankles, calves and thighs soft, hips heavy against the mat, belly gently rising and falling with your breath. Shoulders heavy, relaxed, upper arms, forearms and hands relaxed, fingers naturally curled in towards the palm, let the head be heavy, releasing any tension in the jaw, in the forehead, the eyebrows, the tongue. Completely let that go now. Know that what you have brought to the mat today is enough, that you are enough, that you are perfect the way you are. I'm going to let you stay here for a few more moments in silence, and I'm right here with you. I'll let you know when it's time to return. Deeply breathe into your belly now. And with that extended inhalation and exhalation, begin to tap your fingers while keeping the eyes closed, with your thumb curling the toes, beginning to move the feet and the hands. Extend your arms out long, taking a big stretch as if you were getting up out of bed in the morning. And then bringing your knees in towards your chest, rounding into a little ball, maybe rolling from side to side on the low back. And then let the knees fall over to one side on the floor, coming to lie down on the side. You can use your arm as a pillow underneath the head, and staying here for a moment. No rush. And then gently press yourself back up from that, coming into a seated pose. So you can cross your legs, sit up tall as you bring your hands in front of the heart center, still keeping the eyes closed. Feeling the chest against your thumbs as you breathe. And thank yourself for your practice today. And then we bring our hands in front of the forehead. And we're bowing our head in gratitude. And we finish by saying Namaste, which just means the light in me sees the light in you. I appreciate you and I accept you. So Namaste.